Okay, I found this, some recent pickups of mine. Found a Nintendo Game Boy at Valley Village for $5. Never actually owned a Game Boy, but I did get to try it when it first came out to a significant level. The let's see, a friend of my dad, he was doing some work for him, so I was there to assist periodically, and that guy's son had a Game Boy, and while I wasn't helping, I got to play with the Game Boy. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Although it did give me a headache. I think it was all that concentrating on a small screen and the lack of a backlight, of course, and the drooping of the neck. You droop your neck down and to look at the screen. That was kind of hard on the neck. There's some games I got for it. These are, let's see, found these on Craigslist. They're between $2 and $5. I can't remember which is which. I think probably some of the more mainstream ones were probably the $5 ones. And let's see, and I got Buster Brothers. It was a fun game. Some kind of archaeologist who burst bubbles with a harpoon, and I always liked this game. I'll probably be looking for it on other formats. There's one on Super Nintendo and so forth, so I'll be looking for those. And of course, Tetris. Yeah, you gotta have Tetris. This was, that was a pack-in with the Game Boy, and which is a wise choice because you want something fun and addicting at a system launch. Let's see. Then you got Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. Well, that's a mouthful of a title. This is the first Wario game to star. Well, it's the first Wario game as a feature character. That doesn't make any sense. It's the first of a game that stars Wario as the main character. There we go. Yeah, and he actually made an appearance in Super Mario Land 2, but only in terms of the story. He was a NPC. Integral to the plot, but non-playable. And we have Gremlins 2, and yes, this is a movie film license game based on the movie. It doesn't look like it. That's because it must be some sort of pirate game. As you can see, the the official games say Nintendo Game Boy trademark, and this one just says game, which is technically right. Generic label. The assembly's a little different. Some kind of hole in the side there. It's probably different internally. But I have to get it apart to take a look at that. Anyway, that's what I got so far. Alright. Around the same time I found that Game Boy, I came across a Super Game Boy within the same week. What I like about a Super Game Boy is just being able to play Game Boy games on your television. It's just a pet peeve I have in general about portable systems that I feel fine, playing these things portably in a portable situation, but when you're sitting at home, I'd rather have the big screen. I also looked into the Game Boy, the Super Game Boy 2, and God, that was disappointing. I thought it would be incredibly enhanced, and then you could put Game Boy Color games into it, but no, it doesn't do that. So I wouldn't bother importing it from Japan unless you can get it really cheap. Also, I keep hoping that the Nintendo will make a some sort of DS player for the Wii or something. You know, because I'd like to be able to play my DS games on the big screen. And there's 2 screens, but I don't know, they could work something out of that. Here's something I forgot to put into my my last video. I had gotten this before I had gotten a GameCube controller. Got this for $6, which is a fair price. Yeah, I thought I could use this to, you know, as a start button. The GameCube does nothing in terms of a track mode or demo mode of the game. You need a controller for it to start at all. Same thing happened with the Nintendo 64. Anyway, Donkey Konga and a few other games, Donkey Konga 2 and Donkey Kong Rhythms, or I'll be on the lookout for that. It'll look nice on the shelf anyway, when I'm not using it. I was looking for a Sega Saturn, and mostly at a cheap price. Anything under $50 is usually pretty cheap for a Saturn. It just came with the system itself. No controllers, power cables, or AV cables. I had to go to what was it, Game Deals again, and to get those parts. Yeah, if you're looking for something like that, you should go to Game Deals anyway. They're pretty reliable for somewhat exotic parts. I could only find a Model 1 controller for this, which isn't as good as the sleeker Japanese model that came after for the controller. Anyway, I got the system. I guess altogether would be $50 after buying a controller and an AV cable. I decided to skip on the power cable because it's just a common power cable. I can get that at a thrift shop, you know, for a couple of bucks. And I did. I found one. It powers on. You know, you get a menu. The only problem is a laser. Yeah, it doesn't read any discs at the moment. It needs I need to adjust the potentiometer, but I need to buy a multimeter tool to measure the amount of change I've made to the laser, because you can quickly burn it out if you set it if you adjust it too high. So my hands aren't as steady as they used to be, so I'm not going to chance it, but I'm confident I can get it to work again. And I actually got this from the same guy I bought my first Super Nintendo from, and I don't think I'm going to buy from him again. Just I guess his lack of interest in sales and testing and so forth. I don't feel ripped off, but you know, I've marked it down as a Craigslist I'm not going to buy from again. I'm not going to, you know, frowny face him or whatever, because, you know, I don't feel it's probably my fault to some extent. I mean, it powered on, but you know, that's all he could really show me, I guess. But regardless, I think it's a good shape. I took it completely apart and you know, cleaned it out. I got to re-lube what the hell is that thing? I have to re-lube the drive table here. The lubrication on it was full of dirt and whatnot, so I cleaned that off, but I should re-lubricate it. So you know, when this goes into full use, then you know, the small mechanism won't wear out. Anyway, here's the controller I bought for the Saturn. It's very, this first model is just so angular. Actually, the circuit board inside has an arc to it with connecting rods or wires in between, so it has a sort of break in it. The D-pad's not too bad. It's not, like I said, not as good as the well, nothing as good as the Model 2 controller, but my biggest beef would probably be these here, mostly because it's more of a downward motion to click them, and not so much like if you press at the very top here, it won't move at all, so it's more of a downward motion. But this will do for now. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. I'll talk to you guys later.